the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. This is Courtney Rice, WWT's media and PR princess and hummingbird to AEW. And we are celebrating 5 years of Dynamite in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we're just kicking things off because it looks like they're kicking off with Jon Moxley, Claudio, Pac, and Marina Shafir talking about the actions that happened in the last couple weeks where we're on the road to Wrestle Dream. And I just found out earlier before we got on here that Taz was attacked, apparently, and Nigel McGuinness is going to do commentary tonight. So this is going to be fun. So I'm curious to see what Moxley has to say. Okay, so right now, Moxley's doing a little promo saying that he wants to get his belt because we are on the road to Wrestle Dream, where it will be Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. So, hi, Bobby. Thank you for joining tonight. And both we have a promo from John demanding. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. One, we saw what Wheeler Yuta did on Collision because it looks like he didn't want to be with the match. So, yeah, that was a bit interesting. Jon Moxley did a promo on Bryan Danielson. We're kicking it off 5 years of Dynamite. And as I mentioned, Taz was attacked earlier tonight, and Nigel McGuinness is filling in for commentary, which this is going to be interesting after he lost last week to Bryan Danielson. So I'm curious on how I'm pretty sure he's going to be very professional about it, but of course he'll probably have a few punches towards Bryan Danielson. And wow, we are going to kick things off with an AEW International Championship match between Ricochet and Will Ospreay. His obsession with Bryan is getting out of control. I wouldn't say getting out of control. It's like I'm not surprised with it because it's like Bryan Danielson kind of embodies that Jon Moxley envies. So, obsession, but sometimes it's a little bit to the extreme. And your favorite moments in AEW? They're actually, yeah. So throughout the whole night, feel free to share your moments from AEW Dynamite within the last 5 years. I'll be sharing a few of my favorite moments that I got to see from AEW in Dynamite. I'm really excited for this. It's in Pittsburgh, and Ricochet is coming out to the ring, and this match is going to be a banger. But also, feel free to be watched because let's see, Kyle Fletcher's backstage with Will Ospreay. I don't know why, but I just have this feeling that members of the Don Callis family are going to portray Will Ospreay. I just have this feeling for some odd reason because after last week's match, it's just going to be boiling over. So I see Don Callis aligning with Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita. So it's going to be very interesting on the aftermath of the match. So I just had this feeling. But here comes the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, your AEW International Champion. Yeah, after that, I think your feeling may happen, Courtney. Also, well, I mean, I'm not surprised it's going to be an overrun. I feel like almost every week it's going to be an overrun. But I'm not surprised this particular one because it's 5 years of Dynamite. And also, we do have a few matches that were announced along with Will Ospreay and Ricochet. We do have Serena Deeb going against Pittsburgh's own the Doctor, Dr. Britt Baker, DND. We also have Hangman Adam Page going up against Juice Robinson. And then, of course, we have Bryan Danielson, our champion, going up against the Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada. And that is going to be a banger. So there's going to be a lot of matches. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of surprises. And also, just to put it in there, MVP is supposed to make an appearance tonight. So after he made his official debut last week, I'm curious on what he's going to say. My favorite moment was Serena Deeb defending NWA Women's World Championship on AEW Dynamite during the coronavirus. Yeah, that was actually a good match because it was so weird doing it in the pandemic everywhere tonight. Let's see. It's a great card tonight, not complaining, of course. My favorite moment was Jon Moxley crossing the line on TV. We knew he debuted at Double or Nothing, but still shocking he jumped. Yeah, that's a good moment too. That is a very good moment. And another debut I didn't think would happen is Sting. Seeing the icon Sting, it's just been amazing. And of course, his retirement match. That's another moment. Even though it's a pay-per-view, but seeing him on AEW, it's been good. So, turning to the action, we have a banger of a match. The AEW International Championship between Will Ospreay and Ricochet happening right now with both of these guys locked in, and they are showing no weakness between each other. And also, I did like that if you follow AEW on socials, they actually did do a throwback match between Will Ospreay and Ricochet. So feel free to check that out, and you can see the history, the storyline between them. Always good to see my WWT sister Honey here. They are coming in hot, and it's just getting started. So pin 1, 2, headlock by Ricochet. Ooh, Will Ospreay coming up. You're going to see a lot of aerial offense between these two. Oh my goodness, Ricochet. That's what made him good, was the aerial flips. But for my prediction in this match, because I know Ricochet came in and debuted and he's undefeated, but I got to go with Will Ospreay retaining this because I just can't see Will Ospreay. Oh my goodness! They both flipped at the same time. I knew this was going to be a battle of aerial offense, but whew, they are really bringing it to Pittsburgh. And the stare down they have with each other. My other favorite moment was Cody Rhodes being fighting champion during that TNT. Yes, Cody Rhodes was there during AEW, and he was the TNT champion. I actually started watching AEW in 2022, but there are a few moments that I did enjoy in particular. Of course, Hikaru Shida winning the women's championship on Dynamite, which that was a complete shocker. I did not think that was happening. The Acclaim, even though this was Grand Slam, it was on Dynamite. The Acclaimed winning the tag team titles against Swerve and Keith Lee. Looking back, watching that match, that was crazy. And it was confetti all around, and just seeing them get that moment in the tag team division, being at the top. And I am keeping my prediction. They are going to get the belts again. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen soon. Yes, happy 5-year anniversary to AEW. Happy 5-year high, Lewis. And you're just tuning in. We have a banger of a match with this AEW International Championship match between Will Ospreay and Ricochet. And these guys are really bringing it to each other. They're both outside the ring. Oh my goodness. Will Ospreay landed on his feet on the rail. Let's see what they're going to do. Oh my goodness, Hurricane Rana on the rail. Tony Schiavone, you're right. That was unbelievable. It's getting the crowd all riled up. My God. I hope somebody in the back has an oxygen tank for both of them after this match. Oh, look at that. It looks like Ricochet's not breaking a sweat. A lot of people are chanting for Will Ospreay. They're chanting for Will Ospreay, which I'm not surprised because he is a babyface in this match, so it's not surprising. Oh, and another thing, we're going to have TV time with the Learning Tree. Well, I'm not surprised, but you have to consider that Chris Jericho did play a huge role within the 5-year span of AEW Dynamite. So, curious on what the Learning Tree has in store. Your thoughts on AEW? I'm happy for Anna Jay. I mean, after the wrestling she did in Stardom, I'm very happy that she's also getting a lot more time and showing that what she could do. So I think it's going to be a slow build up for her, but I am happy that she is, going to be at the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. I feel like if she does win and she faces off against Mercedes, that is going to be an awesome match. And that is true. Chris Jericho did pin Mark Briscoe last week, so that is going to be a fun match. It's going to be a Brit. Yeah, if you did not know, Dr. Britt Baker, she's from Pittsburgh. She graduated from Penn State. She's in her hometown, and she will be facing off against the Professor, Serena Deeb, and that's going to be a fun one. So going back to the action between Ricochet and Will Ospreay. Ooh, nasty clothesline by Ricochet. Another clothesline again to Will Ospreay. Cover 1, 2, kick out by Will Ospreay. I like during I'm trying to listen to commentary a bit, but I do like how they brought up the history with each other going back to 2017. And that's really nice, like showing the timeline and the history they have with each other. So I love that they're bringing this to this match to see how deep and a little personal this match is. 2, kick out by Ricochet. Oh my God. Will Ospreay looks so red. He looks like a lobster. Look at Will Ospreay. He's up. Oof. Ooh. Let's see. Ricochet. Let's see what they're going to do. Kick. Blocked by Ospreay. Oh my goodness. Tiger Drive 91? And kick. Ricochet blocked it. Counter it. Oh. Oof. Nasty kick. Oof. Oh my goodness. Both Ospreay and Ricochet are down. Okay, this match. And I will say, I do like that they go in picture in picture with this because even though it's commercial, they still have the match continued and it's live. So that is a good thing too. Hi, Hassan. Oh, it's your dad's birthday. Wishing a happy birthday to your dad. That is amazing. So as you know, this is the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite, and if you watched WWT Live, I got to share one of my other favorite moments on AEW, and it's a reason I am a fan because of this particular woman, Toni Storm. I actually got to meet her at a meet and greet in 2022 in Philly, and at that time, everything was starting to be back to normalcy. So I was meeting Bret Hart, Matt and Jeff Hardy, Ivory, Mickie James, Victoria, and in particular, there was Toni Storm. At that time, she was released from WWE. So at that time, there was nobody at her table. So I went over there and I knew a little bit about who she was. So I took a photo and an autograph with her. And we talked a little bit about the release, but we didn't get much into the nitty gritty about it. But I told her she's definitely going to thrive wherever she's placed. I gave her a hug and I went on my way. And a few days later, she debuted on AEW. And that was crazy. And that's one of the reasons I got hooked into AEW to this day because of her. So seeing her thrive from her debut to her Outcast era to now Timeless era, it's just a wonderful feeling to see Toni Storm. And I said, because Boss Lady asked me when I first came onto WWT Live if I had a podcast. So I don't have a podcast yet, but if I did, the first person that I would definitely interview is Toni Storm. That would be my go-to person. So that's one of my favorite moments so far at Dynamite, but I'll be sharing them throughout the night as well. Feel free to share all of your favorite moments from Dynamite in the chat. This is 5-year celebration of Dynamite. And if you're joining us tonight, this is Courtney Rice, WWT's media and PR princess, hummingbird to AEW, and excited to be with all of you celebrating this huge milestone. And we are kicking off with an amazing AEW international match between Will Ospreay and Ricochet. And those two, I feel like they're not breaking a sweat. As I said, I like how they're doing picture-in-picture where you could see the match while it's on commercials. And these two are pretty much going at it. But thank you guys for joining tonight, and I'm excited to join with you during these 2 hours. And let's see here. So Ricochet and Will Ospreay, look, they're on the top rope. And Will Ospreay trying to counter. Okay, we're back, and we're back live. Okay, let's see. Oh man, that was a nasty one by Will Ospreay. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if this match ended like in a draw. I would not be shocked. Thank you, Bobby. It was really fun seeing her before her Timeless era. So I'm very grateful for that. And that's one of the reasons I'm watching AEW and Dynamite. My brother tried to get me into watch AEW because he saw me clips here and there where CM Punk debuted. And I was like, okay. And then he showed me a clip of the Acclaimed, and I was like, who the hell are these guys? But then as time went on, I started to love the Acclaimed a lot more, considering Bowens is from my home state of New Jersey. And I know everybody always rips on Caster, but I have a soft spot for him. And I did meet him at a meet and greet, and he's very sweet. So I do love the Acclaimed as well. And just seeing the work ethic, the perseverance that those guys did, it's such amazing to watch. Oh, landed on his feet, Ricochet. Ooh. Ooh, that was a nasty hit. 2. Oh, kick out by Will Ospreay. I will tell you, these two are bringing it to the floor. They are not showing. They are not backing down from one another. And that's what you want during your 5-year anniversary. Oh my god. Well, Ospreay looks like he's about to counter. Ooh, kick by Ricochet. Ooh. Ooh. Counter by Will Ospreay. I think Will Ospreay looks like he's ready to put this match away. Nope. Oh, Hurricanrana. Let's see. Ooh. Is it over? 1, 2. Kick out by Ricochet. Well, Ospreay's trying to put this match away. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Ricochet. My God. These guys are just going back and forth. Like I said earlier, I hope somebody has an oxygen tank for both of these guys after the match because they're going to need it. I hope Sammy Guevara. I heard that he got injured during Ring of Honor. I did not know Sammy got injured because hopefully it's not too serious considering him and Dustin hold the tag team title. So hopefully it's not too serious. Ooh, by Ricochet. Is Ricochet going to do it? Let's see. Ricochet, is he going to hit it? He did. 1, 2. Kick out by Will Ospreay. And Ricochet can't believe it. I thought that match would be over. The fans are chanting, "This is awesome." That is crazy. Well, yeah, this match is pretty awesome. And they're going by the wire. Let's see. Oh my goodness! Oh, what a kick! Hold on, let's see. Who's covering? Who won? Who won the match? Because it looks like it's double pin. Let's see what Justin Roberts has to say. Jeez. Man, that really sucks. Well, I have a feeling people are saying 5 more minutes or like start the match. So well, thankfully, Tony Khan approved it and the match is restarted because we need a winner. And also, regarding this, I would not be shocked if they had a rematch at Wrestle Dream, considering it is next week. I'm just saying. Boo the to be fair, there's no booing in refs. Thank you, MDB. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness! Takeshita came in! What the heck? I'm not surprised, and I did mention this earlier that was going to happen. But he kicked Will Ospreay. Jeez. I would be shocked if he tried to kick Ricochet. He kicked both Ricochet and Will Ospreay. So after it started, so I thought Takeshita was going to go after the Continental title, but it looks like he wants the AEW International title. So I have a feeling this is going to boil over at Wrestle Dream, considering it's next weekend. So lots of questions unanswered, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of unfinished business between this match. I mean, it was a wonderful match. It was just it was a confusing and weird ending. And speaking of that, we get to hear from Miss Mercedes Moné and the Brick House Camille. Well, let's see. Well, I mean, she is playing the heel off very well, but sometimes it's like there's a natural heel and sometimes you force it. And I know she's trying to do as much as she can because she does work really good as a heel. And I'm not surprised that she showed the footage of herself when she debuted at Big Business from her matches so far in AEW. And also teaming up with Camille. But yeah, I'm not surprised. So let's see what she has to say. Well, it looks like MVP is trying to get Mercedes in the Hurt Syndicate, which actually is not a bad idea because it would be nice to get some females in there. So I could see Mercedes working with MVP. And they just showed a little flashback of Dynamite of Chris Jericho. And we're going to be ready for TV time with the Learning Tree. So it's going to be interesting considering last week he didn't pin Mark Briscoe. Since Mark Briscoe is the Ring of Honor World Champion, he did pin him last week. So I'm very excited to see what's happening. Hi, David. Thank you for joining this watch along. Plus, MVP's strongest part is promos. Yep, that is true. That is very true. I could see that. So I think it would be a good idea if Mercedes did join up with MVP, because this could be a really good stable kicking in. So Mercedes is going to drop Camille because we know MVP ain't letting her in. I'm not sure. I mean, I could see her impossibly letting Camille in, but only time will tell, and we'll see how that progresses. But if you're tuning in tonight, thank you for joining me. This is Courtney Rice, WWT's Media and PR Princess, and we are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite. And we just kicked off with a banger of a match between Will Ospreay and Ricochet for the AEW International title. It ended a little bit funny because they both had their shoulders on the floor. They restarted the match, and Takeshita interfered in the match out of nowhere. Out of nowhere in that. So it's really interesting to see that. But Takeshita really wants the AEW International Championship belt, and only time will tell, and we shall see. MVP. Well, as I look, MDB, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen with Camille because that is her breakout that she paid for, but we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. I can't really vouch for that, but we'll see what the interaction between MVP and Mercedes happens. I always thought when she was Sasha Banks, she needed somebody as her mouthpiece. MVP would be a great mouthpiece for her. That is true because MVP knows how to do promos. So this is definitely an interesting segment that they can actually work well with each other, and also seeing the magic alive. But as I mentioned, we are celebrating 5 years of Dynamite, and you're joining with us live. And also, we want to take a shout out to one of our sponsors, All Caribbean Wrestling. And if you haven't heard of them, check them out right here.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views, or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
All right, you guys, we definitely want to give a shout out to All Caribbean Wrestling as one of our sponsors. And feel free, because even though this is the 5 years of Dynamite, feel free to send all your favorite matches, all your favorite moments for the last 5 years of Dynamite into the chat. I'll be sharing some of my favorite moments throughout the whole show, so feel free to do that. My other favorite moment was Chris Statlander defending the TBS Championship on Dynamite. Yes, that was crazy. Chris Statlander, I could see her being a future champion, not TBS champion, but women's championship. That girl, and especially the work that her and Willa put in that street fight at All Out last month, those girls are insane. So glad Dynamite is 5 years strong. I want AEW to succeed so the talent can have more than one place as the option to work. Yes. Oh, and speaking of, and it's funny, I was mentioning the Acclaimed earlier. This is a moment that showed the Acclaimed versus the Guns for the tag team titles, and the Guns actually beat them for the tag team titles. And also, they did not get the rematch. Hello? They did not get a freaking rematch out of that, the Acclaimed. Damn it. And let's hear what Renee has to say to the Guns. Ooh, look at that. So the Guns are trying to do a promo, and it looks like Hangman is trying to take both of them out ahead of their match with Juice. So that is going to be Chris versus Jake Cargill. Oh, yeah, that was a really great match. I mean, when Chris got that belt, that was just amazing. Chris Statlander and the Virtua Deonna Purrazzo would be great and yeah, they would be. I could see both of them going for it. So definitely see potential in both ladies. And in the ring now, we see the Redwood Big Bill, who, by the way, he got a huge crowd last week in Grand Slam, even though he's from New York and it was in New York. He's starting to get a little bit of fans. So we get to see the Redwood Big Bill making his intro, and we're gonna be produced with TV time with the learning tree. So here comes Chris Jericho. He's getting ready to come out. I see potential in Brian Keith. Yeah, I do. I think since he's been underneath the learning tree with Chris Jericho, he's definitely has a potential. And I'm happy he is getting a lot more TV time, which is a good thing. And while Chris Jericho is making his entrance, there are showing footage from last Saturday on Collision. It was the conglomeration taking on the learning tree in a tornado tag team match. And it showed that Chris Jericho pinned Mark Briscoe, and he wants the Ring of Honor World Championship from him. We found out Jericho will be commentary Friday when the Learning Tree faces conglomeration tag team match. Thank you, Boza, for that. I know that's going to be fun. And let's see what Chris Jericho has to say with TV time. So, as you mentioned, what Chris Jericho mentioned just now, AEW just signed a new deal with Warner Brothers, and they're gonna be on for quite some time with TNA, TBS, and also their pay-per-views will be exclusively to Max starting in 2025 of January. So big announcement all around. So let's get back to the learning tree with TV time. Yes, it is. He posted it on Instagram today. 34 years ago, Chris Jericho made his debut in a local independent in Canada. He posted that on social. I had the chance to share it in my stories. And congratulations to you, Chris Jericho, because you are a living legend. You paved the way for many stars. Like him, hate him, or whatever you do. This guy I could go on and on and on, but this guy has done it all. So congratulations to you for 34 years and many more. So now going back to TV time with a learning tree. Ooh. So Jericho threw out the gauntlet. He's challenging Mark Briscoe to a Ring of Honor World Championship match at WrestleDream. And here comes Mark Briscoe with the rest of the conglomeration, and we'll see what Mr. Mark has to say. And also, I have to say, how can you not love Mark Briscoe? That man is a treasure, and he's funny. So let's see what Mark has to say when he's coming down the ring. Yes, congratulations to Chris Jericho. As much as he is annoying right now, can't take away 34 years of entertaining us. Yes, no, you can't. You can't do that. This guy paved the way for so many wrestlers. Like I said, he's one of my favorite wrestlers. I could go on and on and on, but that's for a different time. And let's see what Mark Briscoe has to say. As he should be. There you have it, folks. The conglomeration world of the day. Consessential. Oh man. Why you gotta go there? Why you gotta go there? Why you gotta bring up his brother? There you have it, my friends. The word of the day: consequential. And I knew Jericho was going to play Vegas, and I knew he was going to bring his brother. But it's nice to see the serious side of Mark Briscoe because he can be funny, he can be but he can be serious when he's in the ring. And don't you dare bring up his brother. But we have a match at WrestleDream. It'll be Chris Jericho versus Mark Briscoe for the Ring of Honor Championship match. And that match, I believe that's going to be a really good, solid match. And also, I could see a lot of storyline play into this after their match at WrestleDream. So I'm excited to see this. And also, it's just nice to see the conglomeration again. Yeah, I would have saved that match for Title Tuesday. But also with True, but also at the same time, they still need matches for Wrestle Dream. So that too. Oh, we're here from Darby Allin. Well, guys, we heard the promo from Darby Allin, and he's putting on an open challenge at Wrestle Dream. So it looks like we have 2 matches already set for Wrestle Dream, which is going to be shaping up to be a solid card. And we're going to kick off our next match between Hangman Adam Page and Juice Robinson. And as you mentioned, if you saw it earlier, Hangman Adam Page attacked the Guns backstage to ensure there's no interference. So it will be a good match. I would not be surprised if Jay White made an appearance because he is medically cleared. I would have saved that match. And also, Boza, it's funny that you mentioned Title Tuesday because I'm actually going to talk to Boss Lady TK about this. So next Tuesday, Title Tuesday, it's unfortunately around the same time as NXT in St. Louis, and I'm going to be one of those people watching it. So next Wednesday, I am still going to do my watch along for next Wednesday for anybody that doesn't want to watch it and that it doesn't conflict with NXT. So even though Title Tuesday is going to be on Tuesday, I'm still going to do my watch along on Wednesday and give a run through on Title Tuesday. So it'll be a special edition for anybody that didn't get a chance to watch it. So I have to talk to Boss Lady about that, but that is something that I'm planning to do because, like everybody else, I want to watch NXT next Tuesday since it's going to be in St. Louis. So we'll see if we can do that. But going back to this match between Hangman and Juice Robinson, they're both wrestling on the apron. Neither one of them haven't gotten to the ring yet. And oh Lord, Juice has a leather strap and he's whipping Adam Page. He's whipping Hangman. And also kind of going back to Darby a bit because Darby did put out a good promo. And I mean, it really sucks that he didn't get a chance to wrestle Bryan Danielson for the title. But I do think he is one of the top guys in AEW. if you listen to his story when he first came into AEW, where he had many challenges. I mean, he was in the car when his uncle was a drunk driver. He was homeless. Then he started working his way up in AEW and put on incredible matches, even though he does a lot of crazy things with his body. But he has become one of an AEW original, and I do see him being a world champion somewhere down the line. There's a lot of guys I do see championships down the line. Him, Orange Cassidy is another one, because even though he has had the international championship, I do see potential world championship potential in both of them. So that's somewhere down the line, and wanted to put my 2 cents in. But going back to the match between Hangman and Juice Robinson, and just to reiterate, if you are joining, this is Courtney Rice, WWT's media and PR princess, and we are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite, and we kicked off with Ricochet and Will Ospreay for the AEW International title, which ended off very weird. And Takeshita made a statement that he wants the title too. So there's a lot of questions and answers to this match. We actually got to see TV time with the Learning Tree, and we got another match booked for Wrestle Dream between Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And now we're seeing and now we will be seeing and now we are seeing Hangman Adam Page and Juice Robinson in this match, and they are taking this match outside the ring. They're with the fans in the stand, and yeah, they put out the thing for Title Tuesday next week, which, why would you do it on NXT? I don't know why. But like I said, I'm gonna see if I can work out a way with Boss Lady, because it is going to conflict a bit for Wednesday, but if worst case scenario Wednesday, maybe a special edition of Collision. So we'll see what happens within next week. But these, I will tell you something. These guys are really bringing it to the ring, and they haven't been in the ring yet. I think potentially we could see who could be Mariah May's opponent for AEW. Yeah, that's a possibility. We could see her opponent for Wrestle Dream, but we shall see. But I don't know who's it going to be, but I would not be shocked. Of course, Boza trying to make sure I do this watch along, because either I could do it probably next Wednesday, highlighting it, or a possibility of doing a special edition of Collision. So be on the lookout for that. And Juice Robinson seems in the ring. He has his belt. He really wants to whip him with the belt. Oh, and he's choking Hangman with his own belt. Okay. Let's see. Hangman has the upper hand in this match. Well, this is good, because this match is going in picture, and it looks like these guys' matches are going good. So thank you guys for joining along on this special edition of All Elite Wednesday, because this is the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite. And I know everybody's been busy in the chat sharing their favorite moments, but feel free to share your moments throughout the whole night. I will be sharing some of my favorite moments on Dynamite. So another moment of Dynamite for me, and this one's going to be a little bit different, because my first AEW show I actually got to attend last year in Philadelphia, which was insane. And seeing that, because I remember it was it was MJF, and he was taking on, I believe, Juice Robinson. He was taking on one of the members from the Bang Bang Gang. And this is when he had his rivalry with Jay White. leading up to Full Gear. So I remember him having a match or whatever, and the Acclaim came out to even the odds, and Caster tried to scissor with MJF, because a little known fact about these two, they actually trained in the same wrestling school together and are friends in real life, which I did not know. But it was so cool, and MJF didn't get to scissor with them, which was a downer. But that was really nice, just going to my live event. And I'm trying to think what else was on that card. Orange Cassidy was on there. I believe he was teaming up with the Best Friends during that time. This is when Matt and Jeff Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy were taking on the Young Bucks and Heyman Adam Page for the Ring of Honor Trios Tag Team belts. That was a good match as well. And I'm trying to think what was the main event in that match. That it was a blur to me, but it was a really fun Dynamite. It was my first time going to an AEW show live in person, and that was incredible. And also, even though I started late in 2022, there was actually a moment that I just watched, and it was when Orange Cassidy doused Chris Jericho in orange juice. And also the debate that they had too, which I did like Orange Cassidy's answer when it came to climate. And I thought it was very informative. But anyway, feel free to share all your favorite moments from the last 5 years of Dynamite into the chat. We are here all night, and we're almost done in the first hour. But like I said, if you're tuning in right now, we're definitely getting into the second match on the card, which is between Hangman Adam Page and Juice Robinson. Even though the match is showing picture in picture, oh, oh no, Juice Robinson is stuck between the ropes. He's trying to get out, and Hangman is kicking him, but he got released. So. But it looks like Hangman has the upper hand. He has the upper hand during this match. Oh, that was a nasty hit. And he's trying to get some jeering from the fans. So they are back live between the match between Hangman and Juice, live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hangman trying to go on the top rope. Juice countered that. And like I said earlier, I would not be shocked if Jay White tried to interfere, considering he is cleared from injury. It's just a matter of time when. Hello, Will Rally Sport, and kudos to you from the UK. I know it's late over there. Ooh. Yeah, it's a possibility Jay White may be returning. Ooh, close line by Juice. Well, I give credit to you. 2 a.m. over there, and you're staying up to watch this watch along. I give kudos to you, because we get everybody from the UK. They try to get Nigel to admit that he said things. No, I think Nigel is still a little bit bitter from last week, and trust me, I wouldn't be shocked if he did take shots at Bryan Danielson during his match against Okada later on tonight. So only time will tell. But going back to the match, it looks like Juice is starting to get the upper hand. Ooh, Hangman countered. Let's see. Put Juice to the rail. All UK wrestling fans gave to watch wrestling at 1 to 3 a.m. just to let you know. I know. There's a lot of you guys over in the UK. They are so passionate and diehard. I seen it when AEW came to All In at Wembley Stadium, and even like throughout all the wrestling promotions, everybody loves professional wrestling over in the UK. And I would love to make a trip out there in the near future because there are some wrestling promotions I would like to visit. Well, in the UK. Going back to this match between Hangman and Juice. Ooh, oh my goodness. They broke the barricade. And they're both laid out. My goodness, that was a collision. No pun intended. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised both of them are still standing up. Is he Juice on the top rope? What's he gonna do here? Crossbody? But look at Hangman. Oof. Juice slammed into that. Oh, that was a nasty hit. Oof. Oh my goodness. Let's see what they're doing on the top rope. Is he trying to do? He's trying to do Deadeye on the top rope. Hangman. Juice countered. Okay. Ooh. Powerbomb. 2. Kick out by Hangman. Let's see. Juice. Let's see that. Is he gonna go for Deadeye? Hangman? No. Oh, he's trying to pull. Ooh, the blow. Oof. 1, 2, 3. So the winner of this match is Mr. Hangman Adam Page. So he won this match against Juice Robinson because he gave him a low blow with referee Aubrey Edwards not looking. My other favorite moment was Samoa Joe. Yeah, Samoa Joe made his debut in AEW. And actually, another favorite moment I had, I'll never forget the contract signing between him and Swerve before Dynasty. That was insane. And Swerve was busted open, and he was still laughing. Oh, now, wait a minute. He has that belt. What's he going to do to Juice? He's choking him with that belt. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Wrapped around his neck. Wait. Here he is. Switchblade. Where's Jay White? Of course, he had to help out his boys. The Bang Bang. Ooh, he wants revenge. Because if you remember, he faced off. Him and Hangman faced off against each other in the Owen Hart tournament. So I'm trying to think who he wants revenge first. either Christian Cage or Hangman. And Jay White is still not done with Hangman. Oh, jeez. My goodness. He's going to spear him. Ooh. They both drilled each other to the table. But welcome back, Jay White. I'm curious where this is going to go. I would not be shocked if these guys had a match at Wrestle Dream. So he came to help out his boys. Yes, Jay White is back after a gruesome injury, and we'll see what happens between him and Hangman and the rivalry. I know he still has issues with not just him, but he also has issues with Christian Cage. Because if you remember, Christian was the one that screwed him during his match against Adam Page in the Owen Hart tournament. And let's see Miss Renee, because let's see what she has to say. And of course, we have an appearance from the TNT champion, Mr. Jack Perry. So Jack Perry is going in his usual skateboard bus, and Shibata challenged him to a TNT championship match. And then, of course, he attacked him from behind. I'm really curious on this because I know with Shibata, I'm trying to think, is this going to lead into Hook? Because I've always said with Hook, and, you know, even though Hook retired the FTW championship, I'm really curious on how they're going to put Hook in. And also, I love they're showing past moments from Dynamite. If you saw a moment a few minutes ago, they showed a moment between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. And they had it looked like a car wreck of a match. But it's nice that they're showing highlights from past moments on Dynamite from the last 5 years. Thank you guys for joining tonight. This is Courtney Rice, WWT's Media and PR Princess, and I am here celebrating a special edition of 5 years of AEW Dynamite. And I definitely want to thank everybody for joining me on a Wednesday night. Definitely want to give a shout out to Bobby, Boza, my WWT sister Honey, Lewis, making sure I don't miss anybody. Hudson, MDB 999, David, and making sure I didn't miss anybody. Will Rally Sport 1, and kudos to you from the UK. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and we got a lot more action to come. Your thoughts on Jack Perry's match against Miura Suzuki? I have nothing against Suzuki. I was just very shocked because after Hook retired the FTW title last week, I really thought he was going to step up to the plate and challenge for the TNT championship. But I think there's going to be a segue into this, considering Hook is friends with Shibata and it's a guy that he can trust. And after seeing Jack Perry attack him from behind, I'm very curious on how this is going to play out too. So I'm not losing faith and hope because I know somewhere down the line Hook is going to get a championship match for the TNT belt. So that's more to come. And also, this is WWT Live, and thank you for joining us. And feel free to check out some of our latest merch that we have.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to wwtalkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Hey, you guys. Thank you for joining us. And you, of course, check out our merch. And also shout outs to one of our sponsors, All Caribbean Wrestling. They have been super supportive of WWT Live. And also, it has been a fun night. And I just realized this. We are in the final hour of AEW Dynamite. Oh, how time flies. And ironically, they're showing the commercial of Rampage. And I love that they're getting a new commercial too, an updated one. So let's see what moment they're showing. Oh, and speaking of that, December 16th, 2021, Hangman Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I love that they're showing moments from the past. And let's hear from our champion.
Okada, me and you have wrestled twice. You've won one, and I've won one. You broke my arm, you fractured my elbow, but you have never broken my spirit. Tonight, we find out who's the best. Your title's only on the line for the first 20 minutes. But every single minute of this match, my title's on the line, and my career's on the line. And I wouldn't want it any other way. AEW, this is for you.
Oh, Bryan Danielson. I feel like he just gets you pumped up during his promos. And I can't wait to see that match. And looky, we get to see the hometown girl, and she has the terrible towel. I hope Honey's watching this. She has the terrible towel on. And I mean, ironically, we are in Pittsburgh. And here she comes. Oh, and I love that her Titantron is black and yellow. That is crazy. And what a coincidence. It is such a good homecoming, and welcome back, Dr. Britt Baker. We haven't seen you since All In, and I'm excited to see this match between her and the Professor, Serena Deeb. Pittsburgh hasn't. Yes, it has. Oh, and speaking of that, they are showing her match. They are showing one of her matches from the past 5 years of Dynamite between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker from March of 2021. And that was a brutal match because if you saw Britt Baker's face was bloodied, you saw thumbtacks, her and Thunder Rosa were bringing it. And I have a feeling this match is going to be really, really good. That should be great. We haven't seen Dr. Britt since fans blamed her for a match. Well, to be fair, I don't think both of them should be blamed. I just think they did deliver a solid match. It was just like the timing of the card was a little bit off. But looking back at the match again, it kind of was solid. But I just think like the timing of the match, because it was like second to last or third to last, it should have been up a little bit. But that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to theirs. But we get to see the professor. And this is going to be a really good match between these two. So let's see these two ladies. And yeah, well, it's not a coincidence we are in Pittsburgh, and you're gonna see a lot of terrible towels in the stands. So that's also good too. So we're kicking off this match between Dr. Britt Baker, the hometown girl, against the professor, Serena Deeb. And both of them are putting locks on each other. Let's see. Let's see these two. Ooh, look at that. These two are trying to get ahead of each other. Oh, she's trying to put her submission move in early. Not really, but Serena kicked out. Oh, looky. Look who's sitting in the stands. It's our AEW Women's Champion, Mariah May. And she's actually eyeing this match between Britt Baker and Serena Deeb. So I would not be shocked if she tried to be very sneaky during this match. I wouldn't be surprised if she tried to attack whoever is the winner of this match. So Dr. Britt, she's putting in a submission hold. Let's see. Serena Deeb has a submission locked in. Let's see. Ooh, Britt Baker is close to the ropes. It's Serena Deeb's. Let's see these two ladies. Yes, Bobby, we do want Mina. It's only a matter of time when. And Serena Deeb trying to mock Dr. Britt Baker's signature. Oof, I feel like they're both so even. But, yep, you're going to see terrible towels waving in the air throughout this match. I know it's Pittsburgh, it's her hometown, but yeah, she's definitely getting a good hometown reception, Dr. Britt Baker. But this match is going in picture, even though this match is going in picture, the match is still going on. And ironically enough, it is October, which means it is baseball playoffs. And I don't know if anybody is a baseball fan, but who do you have going to the World Series this year? I know near me around here, it is Philadelphia Phillies. So this is going to be fun. No way Britt Baker is losing in her home state. I kind of figured that. I don't think I don't think Britt Baker's gonna lose in her hometown of Pittsburgh. There's no way that's gonna happen. But they are gonna deliver. Okay, I don't watch baseball. I watch. Oh, nice! You're a Saints fan. Awesome. So baseball, if I had to pick, it would be the Phillies, only because it's a home team, and I'm not diving deep into baseball, but I would pick the Phillies because they're a home team. Football wise, my team is the Dolphins, and I still love my team, even though we are in a little bit of a disarray, but hopefully we can get back on track and figure out what we have to do. So I'm sticking by my team because I've seen a lot more worse situations. So that's my football team. But anyway, switching gears here, we are in the final hour of AEW Dynamite, celebrating 5 years. And this has been a fun ride, and I'm so excited to spend it with all of you here on a Wednesday night. And thank you guys for sharing all your moments of Dynamite for the last 5 years. And feel free to share more moments in the chat throughout the night, because we still have our main event. We still have our main event happening. Bryan Danielson taking on Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. And that is going to be a match. And as our champion mentioned earlier, their series, they're tied 1-1. So somebody's going to be 2-1 and get the upper hand. And that match is definitely going to be awesome. But I just have a feeling it's going to end in shenanigans after the first 20 minutes of the Continental Championship belt. Because after the first 20 minutes, because remember, during the Continental match, during that 20-minute span, everybody is banned from ringside. But after the 20 minutes, all bets are off. And I would not be shocked if there is a lot of shenanigans and interference in between. I would not be shocked if the Elite try to interfere or Moxley try to interfere. So only time will tell, but I just have this feeling it's going to end in shenanigans. But going back to the match between Britt Baker and Serena Deeb, and I do like that it's in picture-in-picture, so at least you can see it. So both of these, a few of these ladies are so even. It's like, who has the upper hand? Upper hook by Serena. All right, we are back live on Dynamite, and we're taking on this match between Serena Deeb and Dr. Britt Baker. Oh, what a kick. Oof. Jeez, Britt Baker, she's fired up. She is really fired up. See Britt Baker. Ooh, nice attack on Jeeves. Ooh. She got the glove. So you know she's down for business. And yes, I did see the promo for Title Tuesday next week. But like I said earlier, I will be watching AEW NXT next Tuesday. But I'm going to try to see if we can do a special edition either on Wednesday of a play-by-play of Title Tuesday, or a special edition of Collision. So be on the lookout for that, because there will be a watch along for AEW. Just have to figure out what's there. But turning my attention back in the match with Serena Deeb, because Does it look like she's putting in a submission hold on? One, two. Oof. These ladies are really going toe to toe. I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested to see who's going to accept Darby Allin challenge. There's so many possibilities. It's okay, Courtney. I will be flipped next week, but I think most of it. Yeah, that is true. NXT will be in St. Louis next week, but like I said, I'm still going to do my watch along next Wednesday. For anybody that didn't see the full watch along for Title Tuesday, I'm possibly going to do that as well to make sure, because like I said, Tuesday we're going to be flipping back and forth. So I'm more than happy to do a watch along in place next Wednesday. My guess is Ricky Starks, except, yeah, because we haven't seen Ricky Starks in a while. He's ready to go. He's been working out. He is still under contract under AEW. And Ricky Starks is one of my favorites. And actually, well, I don't want to say Dynamite, but this was pretty much Collision when he had that match against, I think it was Bryan Danielson and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't Bryan Danielson. It was actually CM Punk, by the way. My memory serves me right. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was a type of enforcer. And that match was crazy. Oh, Britt Baker. 1, 2. Ooh, kick out by Serena Deeb. I'm telling you, these ladies are really bringing it to this match because they were not going to hold back. 2. That's it. Is Britt Baker putting in the lock? Is she? She's putting in submission. Is she gonna? Yep, Serena Deeb is gonna tap. I'm telling you, once Britt Baker puts that submission lock in, it is over. And look at that, all those terrible towels. Those yellow terrible towels waving in the air. I'm sure Honey would get a nice view of that since she's a Pittsburgh fan. Look at that. Look at that. Hi, Mariah May. She's looking on, and oh, Serena Deeb. I guess Serena Deeb didn't take the loss very well. Oh, look at this. There's Queen Amanada. I'm so happy to see her. Because remember, she's had issues with Serena Deeb. And she's had issues with Mariah May because Mariah May took out her friend Sky Blue from All Out. So I'm happy to see Queen Amanada is getting some TV time on Dynamite. It's always good to see the Queen. But I could see like a future. Look at Mariah May. So, but I'm happy to see Queen Amanada on Dynamite. And it's always a treat seeing her. So I would definitely want to see more matches with her. But she has a score to settle with not just Serena Deeb. She also has a score to settle with Mariah May. So Mariah May has a bigger target on her back that she does not know. And she has many people gunning for her. Oh, and look, there's another moment on Dynamite. Hook versus Samoa Joe for the championship match. I will say I watched that match And it really made me respect Hook as a competitor because he went all the way. Even though he lost by submission, he went all the way. And we're going to hear from Hook backstage with Renee Paquette. All right, so we're hearing from Hook from Christian Cage.
If all of you were in awe of everything I accomplished in the first 5 years, you haven't seen it. Because I am the face of CBS now and forever. I am the reigning, defending, undisputed AEW World Champion. I am the teacher. I am your father figure. Soon enough, I will have it all. Hook, line, and sinker.
So we have seen a lot. As I mentioned earlier in the show, Taz got attacked earlier, right before Dynamite. We don't know who did it, and Hook, as you could tell, was very emotional about it. But he is fighting the person who hurt his dad, so that's a line cross. I don't know who would attack Taz, but we shall see who did, because I'm going to tell you, Hook is not somebody that you want to mess with. And I know he wants to avenge for his daddy. And we got to hear from Christian Cage, who still has a title shot for the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And he's making a statement because he is coming for that title. And soon enough, his goal is to become World Heavyweight Champion sooner than you think. But I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. We are almost at the halfway. We're like halfway there. We are halfway there of AEW Dynamite, celebrating 5 years. It has been a fun ride. There's been a lot of highs, lows, shocking moments in between. And it's so exciting to share this with all of you. And we do have our main event still lurking around between Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada. And that is going to be a banger. We just wrapped up an incredible women's match between Dr. Britt Baker and Serena Deebs. After Dr. Britt won, Serena Deebs tried to attack her, and Queen Amanada came in, where, as I mentioned earlier, she still has some unfinished business with both Serena Deebs and Mariah May. So that's going to be a lot. I'm happy to see there's a lot of storylines coming into play within the women's division. So that's really exciting to see. I would like to see Queen Amanada versus Mina Shirakawa one day on AEW. Oh, that would be a really good match between them. I could see them really delivering it. I've been enjoying. Oh, thank you, Bobby, for enjoying this. Yes, it has been really fun. And excuse me, as I mentioned earlier, you heard next Tuesday is Title Tuesday, which unfortunately is the same day as NXT in St. Louis. However, since there is going to be a lot of back and forth during that time, I'm actually going to do, for my Wednesday watch along next week, I'm actually going to do a special watch along for AEW Dynamite of Title Tuesday. So if you did not see the full episode next week, since there's going to be a lot of back and forth, I will be doing a special watch along in place. So I will be giving the rundown of anything tonight. Feel free to check it out. And also, I know it should have been Title Wednesday, but also remember there is baseball playoffs because the MLB is on TBS. So just a quick FYI. It is playoff season. So baseball, it should have been on I still think it should have been on Thursday, but that's another story. Hello, FM. Yeah, there were some announcements made, and there's another flashback of Dynamite. And this is Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. Wow. Oh, and we're gonna hear from the AEW Women's Champion Ramaya May, where she's interviewed by the lovely Renee Paquette. I kind of like this side of Willow Nightingale. I really wanted to get a little bit aggressive. Oh no, she did it. I gotta like this side of Willow Nightingale. I really want her to start being aggressive. Oh my goodness. Those two legs. And we're gonna hear from Private Party. Did they change their gear? Oh, and of course, it's just so funny to see Private Party. And of course, they're showing the moment on Dynamite where they pinned the Young Bucks back in 2019. And I don't think anybody saw that coming. And I know they suffered a lot of injuries. Well, of course, Quinn, he was hurt for a bit, but they are definitely getting, I could see future tag team champions in Private Party. So I definitely would love to see them compete. And it's nice to see tag team action here on Dynamite. Of course, you can't have it without Private Party because they've been around since the beginning. Willow is, yeah, she is. I want to see a lot of aggressiveness for Private Party should challenge. Yes, yes, I don't know why, but like I said earlier, it's hard because they had to deal with injuries. Quinn, he got injured, so that also did a blow to them and really kind of put their momentum in. But I do see potential in them challenging because they are no slouches and they've been in AEW from the beginning. They've been there. And also I just found out something that Private Party has never faced the Acclaimed one-on-one, which is a shocker because the Acclaimed never faced Private Party. They never faced Top Flight, which is so crazy. And could you imagine the match that they'll have? I would be stoked on that. And then, of course, we see the Weasel Stokely Hathaway backstage because he's been eyeing all the tag teams, so I don't know what it is. And a win by Private Party, and I kind of like this side from Private Party. I like how some of these tag teams are having their own storylines, which is outside the tag team title. So it's nice to see them be featured. And we're going to hear from Isaiah Cassidy. Let's see.
New year, new chance, and I swear to God, we meant every word. I don't care if my hair's messed up. I don't care if my throat's messed up. When does it care? If you just came back from a back injury, we will be your next AEW Tag Team Champion. Done both. Oh, y'all listening? We beat you once, and I promise you, we can do it again. You know what? I'm feeling a little bit froggy. So you feeling froggy? I'm feeling froggy, and we ready to jump. Matt, Nick, jump up. Let's do it right here, right now.
Oh my goodness. I think everybody's calling out. Well, it makes sense because considering Private Party did beat the Young Bucks when they first started. But I love how some of these AEW tag team titles are coming into play. And you know, it's funny. The Young Bucks. Hold on. Let's see what these precious EVPs have to say. Pittsburgh.
Actually, we have super limited dates, and we're not going to waste the day on a crappy town like this. So sorry, guys. Thank the universe, we love you to death. Thanks, everybody. The contract we've signed is for us. Oh, hey, look, Jack Perry. What is this? Where did he come from? Jack Perry fired up for what? A lot of century high. And now the Bucks coming back to the ring. And let's get the play of the day. Come on, Joe. A 3-on-2 meeting here.
Let's see.
Everybody, you've been a thorn in the sides of the Young Bucks since the very beginning of Dynamite. And I, for one, would love to give you another opportunity to piss them both off. So I actually have an idea, Matthew. How about Private Party and Cedric Welton team up this Friday on Rampage against Jack Perry and the two of you right here in Pittsburgh.
So, my friends, oh my goodness. Well, I'm happy to see Private Party back in the tag team race because, like I said, it's just been so chaotic because FTR, they're in a feud with the Grizzly Young Vets. The Acclaim, they're in a feud with the Maximum Male Models. Oh, and speaking of the moment I mentioned, Swerve, Samoa Joe, I will never forget that contract signing, and Swerve was so bloodied. And he signed in his own blood. He is ruthless. Oh, and here we're gonna listen to MVP.
Last week in New York City, you were talking real spicy about me and Swerve. And you know one thing else? I noticed that a lot of you people walking around here at AEW, you forgot something. You forgot that Trinidad used to be a wrestler. That's right. I'll make you scoop up right there. For you. I don't deal with this. But
Oh man!
business partner and the president of our play department, Mr. Justin Benson.
Well, folks. Oh, and they saw Brody Lee. It's nice that they're showing Coach Brody Lee. But anyways, there's been a lot of commotion going on here. Of course, Willow Nightingale, Mariah May. Then we got to see Private Party, and I think they got a new theme song, which is really awesome. And like I said, I don't have a problem with them being in the tag team picture because, you know, right now, FTR, they're in a feud with the Grizzly Young Vets. The Acclaimed is in a feud with MXM, which I low-key find it a little pretty funny in a good way. So it's going to be very interesting in the tag team division because you think, but it's going to be an interesting one because I kept saying the Acclaimed are going to be the tag team titles, and if they're not the champions, I'm okay with Private Party because they never held the titles before, and I always like to root for people who never held the tag team titles before. But I do believe the Acclaimed will get it somewhere down the line. But if they're not, like right now, I'm okay with Private Party, considering that they do have a feud with the Young Bucks, and who doesn't have a feud with the Young Bucks? Because it's like, who doesn't have a bigger target on their back with the Young Bucks? You have the Acclaimed, you have Private Party, you have, of course, FTR, you have a target on your back. And, you know, it's ironically enough, because I had to go down through the list where Private Party did beat the Bucks, and the Acclaimed also beat the Bucks, but the Acclaimed actually did something that not many teams would do, and that is when they beat FTR. Because if you notice, a lot of times people try to drive in with FTR and the Young Bucks as a rival and thinking like, oh, they're the top two tag teams. And if you see somebody kind of slither in the tag team titles for pictures, for some odd reason, FTR just wants to get in there and become champions again, which sometimes their ego gets the best of them. I have nothing but respect for FTR, but I think it's time you let some of these other tag teams, especially your AEW originals that have been there from the beginning, you got to let them shine. So, a match has been added for Collision. It will be Private Party teaming up with Shibata, taking on the Elite. That means the tag team champions and Jack Perry. That is going to be a fun match on Rampage this Friday. So I wouldn't have a problem with Private Party being champions because, oh my God, I can imagine their match with the Acclaim because they have not faced them. They haven't faced a lot of tag teams for that matter, but I would be all in to see that rivalry between them, Private Party, and the Acclaimed. If Private Party were champions, I would love to see that. But anyways, and also if you did catch it, we were going to hear from Prince Nana, but then MVP came in and Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin came in and he had a huge pop there and it looked like he was a bodyguard. So, and he drank Prince Nana's coffee. So we'll see what they have because, like I said, MVP tried to recruit Swerve last week. But Nana put out a good fact because even though he's not a manager, he's also a wrestler, which that's also a interesting thing. So I'm very happy to see that. Hi, Zach. Thank you for joining the watch along tonight. And we are getting ready for our main event. And oh, there's another moment from Dynamite. And of course, the match that I talked about earlier, it's between MJF and Will Ospreay for the AEW International title. And that match was down to the wire. And I don't know how MJF won that match, but that match was crazy. But we are getting, it's going to be a big overrun. Yes, so I'm not surprised. But thank you guys for really joining us tonight. Thank you guys for really joining us tonight on this 5-year anniversary of Dynamite. This is Courtney Rice, your WWT's media and PR princess and your hummingbird of AEW. It has been such a fun night. We've seen some good matches. We've seen some good moments of Dynamite. Feel free to share in the chat on your favorite moments from Dynamite the last 5 years. I was able to share a few of mine. And this has been just a fun night to share with all of you. And I will say, this has been a solid episode. Thank you, Boza. I'm very happy to be doing this along with later on tonight. I will actually be on later tonight to watch episode 5 of the Mr. McMahon documentary. So once Dynamite is over, I get to give myself a break and I will be joining with some of my other WWT counterparts where we'll be diving into episode 5. And I will say the documentary, one word, is an eye-opener. Some stuff I knew about Vince, but some of it I wasn't surprised. But it has been a solid episode of Dynamite, which I'm very happy to see. And also really want to give a shout out to everybody, not just in the chat, but also give kudos to AEW for celebrating 5 years. Tony Khan for bringing this vision to life. I know people always dog on him, the good, the bad, the ugly, the controversial, but Tony Khan, we thank you for introducing AEW into our homes, and hopefully we get to celebrate 5 more years with you and getting ready for the next pay-per-view of Wrestle Dream. But now it is time for our main event. Our AEW World Heavyweight Champion Bryan Danielson taking on Kazuchika Okada. And remember, the first 20 minutes, the Continental Championship will be on the line. But after that, it'll be just on Bryan Danielson. And I smell shenanigans in this match because I know they're both going to bring it, but I smell shenanigans after that first 20 minutes. So here you are, guys. This is our main event. It is going to, I would not be shocked. Yeah, I kind of know Nigel's going to be a little bit bitter after his loss last week because, hey, Danielson beat him fair and square. You can admit all you want, but he beat him fair and square, and he's just really bitter about it because he can't beat Danielson. But that's a conversation for another day, and I'm ready for our main event. Yes, Bozo, that is true. If Brian loses, he's going to retire. I can't see him losing tonight, considering he has a match of Wrestle Dream. Can't see him doing that. And I am sorry, I'm like cracking up on Nigel with commentary. It's like, he doesn't want to admit it that Brian beat him fair and square. He beat you. But I don't know. It's just, I guess that's what happens when you have a grudge with somebody and you have a rivalry with them for so long. That's what happens. But who am I to say? But anyways, we're getting ready to watch our main event. And you would think you would at least get a slice of humble pie after last week's match, but guess I was wrong. And also, folks, they did put out the memo. Next Tuesday is Title Tuesday, and apparently it's going to be on around the same time frame as NXT in St. Louis. But have no fear, because I will be doing a watch along next Wednesday. I'll be doing a special edition of Title Tuesday. So for anybody that wasn't able to watch it throughout the whole 2 hours, I'll be able to do a special run through next Wednesday, because I think we need 2 hours devoted to Title Tuesday. And also, I will be watching NXT as well next week. So anyways, getting back to the main event between Bryan Danielson and Okada. Just remember, the first 20 minutes are for the Continental Championship. But after the 20 minutes, it will be for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So side block, they're both evenly matched. You can see the intensity between them. All right, this match is going to be in picture-in-picture. So I'm happy the match is still continuing on, especially with the commercials. So that's also fun. And but before that, I want to thank everybody for enjoying the match. And also, if you would like to, feel free to check out WWT Live along with our wonderful merchandise.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do, like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like, literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to wwtalkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
Well, thank you for that. And thank you for that. So thank you. And feel free to check out all of our wonderful merchandise. This has been. And like I said, we're pretty much in our main event. We're going to get an overrun tonight, which I am okay with. And it should be, considering, well, it's now playoff season for baseball. So I'm very excited for our main event. This is going to be a banger. And what a way to end off 5 years of AEW Dynamite. So I want to thank everybody in the chat that's been with me these 2 hours. It has been a fun night with all of you sharing your favorite moments from AEW Dynamite. I got to share some of my favorite moments from Dynamite within the last 5 years. And it's been such a treat with all of you. And cheers to the next 5 years to come. Congratulations to AEW for making it this long. Also, the new deal that happened with a partnership between them and Warner Brothers. and also going into Max next year. And also kudos to Tony Khan for bringing this to life. And as I said, you could say whatever you want about Tony, but he brought it to life, and he cares about the business, and he is a true wrestling fan. So congratulations to AEW. Congratulations to Tony Khan for celebrating 5 years of Dynamite and plenty more to come. I'm just waiting for these commercials to be over. That's always a hard part when you're in a main event. It's like you have to wait for the commercials to end. So, right as soon as commercials getting over, feel free to put in the chat what have you liked so far in tonight's match. What was it? Did you have like a favorite match? Did you have a favorite segment? Was there a specific moment, a specific flashback of Dynamite that you enjoyed seeing on TV again? Feel free to put it in the chat. And also, we did get to see a lot tonight. Of course, we kicked off with our AEW International Championship between Ricochet and Will Ospreay. It did end as a double pin, and Takeshita interfered and knocked out both Ospreay and Ricochet. So he's gunning for the AEW International Championship. Of course, we kicked off our broadcast where we heard from Moxley, Claudio, Pac, and Marina Shafir. We also got to hear from Hook, where earlier tonight there was a report that his father was attacked right before the show of Dynamite. So we got to hear from him, and he's looking to see who attacked his father. And turning my attention to the main event between Bryan Danielson and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. I don't know why, but I see him as kind of like a little cheap ripoff of Ken. I don't know why, but it's like a cheap ripoff of Ken. These two are going at it. Oh, drop kick by Bryan Danielson. Oof. I feel like Okada made this too easy. That would be kind of hilarious if the 20-minute mark happened. That would be kind of hilarious if Bryan Danielson carried both belts. That would be really hilarious. See, ooh. The fans are really getting behind Bryan Danielson. He's mimicking, Okada's mimicking Bryan Danielson. He's mimicking. Okada's really putting on a beating on Danielson, but Danielson's feeling it. Nice counter by Okada. Headbutt. See, suplex on the top rope. What's he gonna do? Ooh, nasty landing. All right, he's starting to feel it from the fans. Bryan Danielson, after Okada's putting him in a submission hold, he's feeling it. Here we go. He broke it. Oof. DDT by Okada. Targeting the head. I knew Nigel was gonna call him names. I knew he was gonna call him names. Oh, 13 minutes into the match. So there you have it, folks. We are 13 minutes into the match for the Continental Championship. But after the 20 minutes are up, it's going to be towards the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, geez. He's trying to target one of Danielson's eye. Oh, thank you, Bobby. I'm happy to be on it and sharing with all of you. And if you're joining us tonight, we are in our main event of the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite. It's between Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada. And this is going to be an overrun, folks. And just to let you know, a friendly reminder, after this, I will be doing a quick post show sharing my additional thoughts of tonight's Dynamite. So don't go anywhere, because once I'm done with this, I'm going to hop over and share my thoughts on the post show for AEW Dynamite. So make sure to stick around afterwards. And turning my attention to the main event, Okada dragged Danielson into one of the rails. He's dragging him to another side of the rail. Ooh. You know, I will say for Okada, who's trying to be a heel, he does have a fan base. Even though Okada treats him like crap. Ooh, kicked him to the rail. He's wanting Okada. I'm just laughing at Okada's reaction. Well, they might as well take advantage of this, considering that's already in playoff baseball mode. They might as well take advantage of this when they could get. Oof. 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 He came up quickly, Bryan Danielson. Giving him kicks. Oh, is he putting the bell lock in too soon? Oh, quick roll-ups between each other. They're really, it's like a punch fest between these two. But just to let you know, we are in an overrun, folks. But this is a solid main event with each other. It's like a slap fest. Oh boy, drop kick by Okada. Oof. Let's see what Okada's gonna do. Giving the middle finger to everybody in the audience. Ooh, Bryan Danielson, he's looking to put a submission hold. Elbow strikes to Okada. He's submitted in the label lock. Oh my goodness, 19 minutes. 19 minutes. So 1 more minute left. He's trying to get that submission hold locked in, Danielson. Oh my goodness, that has to hurt. $20. I kind of figured that because I don't think they're dropping it to Okada no time soon. Feels like maybe, maybe. Well, hey, when you signed a new deal earlier today and you're celebrating your 5 years of Dynamite, you kind of want to end off on a high note. And also considering NXT had their season premiere on the CW last night, so I don't mind him like teasing out a third hour. Bryan Danielson Ooh, what's it? Oh, you hit him on the head. Oh my goodness. Well, this is going in picture. So this main event has been solid so far. Oh, and it's nice to show in the new commercial of Rampage. Good match, but Okada escaped this match. Nope. Oh, that'll happen soon. Okada will get 2 belts soon. But, yep. Kazuchika Okada is still your AEW Continental Champion. And I just want to put a note in thanking everybody in the chat because we're in our main event between Kazuchika Okada and Bryan Danielson, and we are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite, and it has been a solid match so far. I just want to thank everybody in the chat for participating in it. It has been a fun show to watch. And also, we want to thank one of our sponsors, All Caribbean Wrestling. If you don't know who they are, check it out.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
All right, you guys. Sending a special shout out to All Caribbean Wrestling, one of WWT's sponsors for this event. And this has been a fun one. Happy 5-year of Dynamite to everybody. Been a solid episode. We thank you. Thank you so much, Boza. It does mean a lot for me to take the charge on this. And just a friendly reminder, I will be doing a post show afterwards because I'll be giving my thoughts about this whole entire event. So stick around for that. And also later tonight, we will be doing episode 5 of the Mr. McMahon documentary. So make sure to get your butts in your seats. And I'm going to see if I can hang on for a minute. I'm going to see if I can hang on, but we're excited to see all of you. Also, next week, as I mentioned, I am going to be next Wednesday. So, Title Tuesday is happening next Tuesday. So, excuse me. Since Dynamite is not going to air on Wednesday, I'm still going to keep my watch along and do a special watch along edition of Title Tuesday, considering it's on the same night as NXT in St. Louis. So I will definitely be doing the watch along next Wednesday, but it will be a special edition of Title Tuesday for anybody that has missed it. So feel free to check that out. And we're getting set back to watch our... Oh, that's so awesome, Bobby. Aw. But getting back, we are back live with our main event between Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada. And this time it is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And I saw shenanigans in this match. I smell them. I smell them all over. Okay. Oof. These guys are really going down to the wire. I could see why their last 2 matches were really good. And they're both tied 1-1. Ooh, what a kick. I'm ready. I'm waiting for him to kick Okada in the head. Drop kick by Okada. Let's see. Is he going to do Rainmaker? Nope. Danielson counter it. Kicks to the head. Oh boy. Oof. He really wants to kick him in his head. He's doing the yes. The fans are really getting into it. Uh-oh. Counter by Okada. Oh, Rainmaker! Nigel's yelling it's over. No, it's not over. He really wants him to lose. I will say, the minute Bryan Danielson losing, I could see Nigel McGuinness running around saying he's retired, he's out of here. So that's like Nigel is waiting for that moment to happen. They're both standing eye to eye. These guys are fitting in. Your thoughts on Roxanne Perez's title reign so far? So I actually had the chance to follow Roxanne from the beginning. I knew she trained with Booker T and she debuted on NXT. And I love that she is holding herself on her own as a heel. And there's a reason why she calls herself the Prodigy. And she has been wrestling banger after banger in the match, especially last night with her match against Julia. That was insane. So I'm very happy with Roxanne's title reign. I don't know who's going to be her next opponent, but she's going to get a lot of competition in the next couple weeks and months. So I don't know who's going to take her title from her, but we shall see. But let's go back to the main event between Bryan Danielson and Okada. It looks like Okada is trying to intimidate Bryan Danielson, but he's getting his urgency from the fans. He's getting fired up. Punches. Oof. Kick by Okada. Suplex. Oh, Bryan Danielson went on his feet. Kick. Ooh, kick by Okada. 1, 2. Kick out by Danielson. Rainmaker. No. Ooh, he did the Rainmaker. Oh my God. That would have been hilarious if Bryan Danielson won with Okada's own signature move. That would have been hilarious. Submission hold on. Danielson tampering the elbows onto Okada's neck. Oof. Oof. He landed on his neck. Do I smell Rainmaker? Oh, wait a minute. I knew there was going to be shenanigans. That I could see why Claudio and Pac are out here because it. Oh, he did it! Wait, did he? He did it! Bryan Danielson is still your champion, but he did it. He did it. Danielson did it. He is still, but they were trying to intimidate Okada. Well, it's a possibility. It's a possibility, but we all know, like, it's towards Danielson. Oh, the Rainmaker to Danielson. Of course, he's giving the finger to both. Okada's an angry little man. But of course, oh man, I don't even know how Danielson's gonna make it to Wrestle Dream. I wonder where's Billy Yuta. Look at Danielson. He has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to go. Poor Danielson. See, John thinks he's so tough because he has all these guys holding Danielson. Because if they weren't, Danielson would probably kick him in the head. And that's why he's scared of Danielson. There's Yuta! He got a weapon! Get him! At first, we see Orange Cassidy with a wrench. He really want to hit him with a hammer. He really wants to hit him with that hammer. Well, at least he has backup with Yuta. Well, it has been, but I was actually, because I know a lot of the ladies in AEW, they have their hands tied up, but it would be nice to see somebody counterpart Marina Shafir. Well, folks, next week, Title Tuesday, it'll be Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta taking on Claudio and Pac. Wow. Wow, folks. Title Tuesday actually got interesting. But going back to my point, I know the ladies in AEW have been tied up their hands, but it would be nice to see a female counterpart from our locker room take on Marina Shafir. But that's a conversation for another time. And after a long overrun, it has been a fun episode of Dynamite with all of you and celebrating 5 years. Stay tuned because I will be doing a quick post show sharing my thoughts on tonight's episode and getting you set ahead of next week for Title Tuesday. So I want to thank everybody for joining in the chat, and I will see you over in my post show shortly.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at wwtalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at wwtalkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk.